This is Contractor Sense with Ruth King.
Welcome to Contractor Sense. Here you discover ideas, tactics, news, and information that matters to your contracting business and you. I'm your host, Ruth King. This episode is sponsored by Financially Fit Business. Get the business tool that turns your financial statements into impactful graphs that help you see your business trends to make sure you're not headed for a cash flow, profitability, or productivity issue. Go to www.financiallyfit.business and get started today. Here's how we will help your business. The AI tsunami is here. How do you start? Productively. How do you get what you want and need out of AI? My guest today, Rudy Poe, teaches contractors how to go from an AI stranger to a confident daily partner and giving you the skills that will last you a lifetime, or at least a lifetime until the next thing comes. How's that, Rudy? Thank you for being here.
Yeah, at least for this lifetime, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think about what my daughter's going to see over the years and where we are. It's just crazy. Everything's just moving so fast.
It is. But, one of the things about it, though, that I don't think that anybody or not that many people realize, it's like the tools keep changing faster and faster and the capabilities keep getting better and better. But the one thing, and this is what I teach, is the fact that I teach it as a relationship, like you just said, from stranger to acquaintance to friend to thinking partner to can't live without you. And that will never change. The buttons may change, the tools may change, but the more you get confident with AI as a partner, that's a constant that will last forever.
Yeah. So how did you get started on your AI journey?
Well, this is my third career. Actually, I was a filmmaker for a long time, a documentary filmmaker, Emmy award-winning filmmaker, if I do say so. So that's about storytelling, and I was always interested in that. And so I ran my own production company, and databases and technology were always part of that. And then I went and I started another company, which was completely different. It was a healthy pet food company. And again, I was the technology guy behind the curtain. I always referred to myself as Oz, the guy who kept the train on the tracks and kept the mission going. And, AI, when I discovered it like 3 years ago, was the tool I wish I'd had all those years. And it was a natural progression to go from databases and spreadsheets and all that to I just started playing with it. And I actually wrote a book during COVID without AI because it was my COVID project. There was nothing else to do. And then about 2.5 years ago, I wrote another book, and this time I decided to try it with AI. And I did it in 1/10 the amount of time. And I was sold. So I then went and took literally hundreds of hours of courses and I've been just deep in it ever since.
Cool. So talk to me. You have a class that's a weekend long, if I remember correctly. Is that correct?
Yep.
And there's also going to be an online piece of it too, correct?
Correct. And so my real first passion was this, just kind of to teach people what I call like the midlife area, that point of change where careers change, relationships change, everything kind of seems to change around the 50, give or take 10, 15 years category. And, that's a category of people that might be a little gun shy on it. So I wanted to just create something very simple. And I did a few test courses, just teaching it here in Sarasota where I live. And it was a lot of fun. And it was a great pleasure to see people's eyes light up when they did this or did that. The most common phrase was, I didn't know AI could do that. And so I actually wrote a little booklet that I have on my website that I give away for free for that, if anybody wants that. And then but I realizing that in person is a challenge for people. You got to drive, you got to coordinate with your schedule. So I am busy now finishing up the online version of that. And it's actually a bit more condensed in time because it's one-on-one. And I did it in a unique way where there's animated characters teach it rather than me. And so I've always believed from my entertainment background that learning should be fun. So there you go. That's what it is. Fun, educational AI training.
Yeah. Well, your background's all production, so you would make it fun. I can't imagine you doing a boring class.
No, what could be worse?
Oh, I've been through some of those, and I'm sure you have too.
Yep.
So let's get into a little bit of the specifics. So where do I'm going to take this class online because I'm not going to drive to Sarasota, me being in Atlanta. Do I bring my laptop? What are the tools I need even to get started taking this class?
Well, so that was the goal is, people, you have to start somewhere, and everybody. So this is a basic class. I mean, you don't even need that many computer skills. If you can browse the internet on your computer, you can take this class. I really wanted to make it super entry friendly. Um, and that's okay because, what's interesting to me is there are some people who don't want to do it and there are others that do. But when you do, and you are the curious mindset, people have a trouble finding out, how do I learn? So I'm hoping that my course can find those people. I mean, I'm on a mission. It's like, how can I introduce as many people to their new best friend AI as possible? So the best place is a simple point of entry. And I think in just a few hours, you learn quite a bit that most people just don't even know when they say they know AI. When they say they know AI.
Yeah. So before we take a break, if somebody wants to find out more about the course or find out more about you, where do they go?
My website is EDAI, which is acronym for Everyday AI, which is what I call my class. EDAI.life, LIFE. Pretty
Very
simple.
good. Different, no com, no org, no nothing. Life.
Yeah. All the comms were taken, but I like Everyday AI life. It's kind of like how you live your life. If once you embrace this, you never go back.
Absolutely. All right. We'll be right back. Thanks for listening to Contractor Sons.
Imagine you had total freedom. You didn't have to worry about money. You didn't have to be a slave to your business. The words, I can't, are eliminated from your vocabulary. What if you could do what you want to do, whenever you want to do it? A financially fit business could give you that freedom. How? By knowing what your financial statements are telling you and taking action based on what they say. You can do this in less than 10 minutes a month, at an investment of less than taking your family out to dinner once a month. And if your financial statements are a mess, you can get help. Go to www.financiallyfit.business or click on the QR code below to get started today.
We're back. Thanks for listening to Contractor Sense. I am speaking with Rudy Poe, who has created an AI course for I would say almost for dummies, but I can't use that because somebody has already trademarked that name. But you do it AI buddy for life. How's that?
There you go. I'll take that.
So I'm going to take the course online. And so I just need basic skills. Like I can get on the internet, browse. I mean, most contractors have basic skills. I mean, we use stuff all the time. It's just, we don't necessarily do it with an AI perspective. I'll give you a perfect example. I was just with one of my clients, the service manager, had never even thought about using AI to find the answers to some things that we were looking for. And what would have taken us probably half hour, 45 minutes, if we could have gotten it, took exactly 2 minutes. So she goes, I never thought about that. So, I mean, is this kind of what the class does too? Like, I never thought about that. It can use it for this.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, well, that's one of the things until you start using it, you don't really realize that's why it's like, I didn't know AI could do that. Cause I always tell people, it's like, well, you should try AI with that or try it with this or the other thing. And they're like, wow, I didn't know AI could do that. And it can do more than you know, and the more you play with it, the more you understand and the more you get in. I think it's a mindset thing. First you have to kind of just get into comfort zone and get a comfort level and know that it's not going to bite you. It's not going to judge you. It's going to be there for you all the time. So I kind of start with this mindset, and that's why I like starting with a relationship mindset, because we all know how to have a relationship, right? You start out, you meet somebody, you get to know them, you have a little small talk or a little conversation, and then you build trust, and your relationship goes from there. So that's exactly how I teach the course.
Got it. So once we take this course, what do you suggest? We just use AI every day? Do we spend 2 hours a day on it, 5 minutes a day on it? What type of things do you suggest?
Well, once you take the course, I mean, you use it whenever you need it. I mean, I have it on my phone. I have it everywhere. You start to get in the habit. It's in a way, it changes your habits a little bit because you know that once you have this resource, that you will use it more and more. So I think building a habit, building a new kind of thought process. I mean, in a way, you know, we've all learned to use the internet, right? So we always, oh, just go Google that or whatever. And funny enough, that's how most people use AI to begin with. They think it's kind of Google, but a little bit better. But it's so much more than that. So what I try to teach you is to take you out of that first obvious search engine mindset and start exploring the possibilities.
Yeah. Like, all right, create this Excel file for me with da 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 da. They don't even
and
have to do that.
Excel files. I mean, it can see images. I mean, there's so many things. You're not just limited to words, even with your basic, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you happen to use. So in a way, it's kind of a literacy kind of a thing. We're all, if we, I don't know how many people thought about it like this, but as we started learning to use the internet, none of us knew how to use the internet to begin with, right? So it was kind of we became literate. We learned how to use it. And I think it's the same kind of thing, but next level.
Yeah. So just out of curiosity, how long is it going to be online and what's the investment that somebody would make?
So it's going to be online forever, I hope.
Okay.
But it's $97 and it's 6 modules, and the content itself is about 2 hours in total. And then there's one exercise. Each of the modules is built around one exercise, which each one builds on the next. So depending on how much you want to play around with the exercises, whether you want to take it again or not, so 3-4 hours, you don't have to do it in one sitting. They're bite-sized little lessons, like 1 to 2 minutes to 7 or 8 minutes is all it is. So it's really easily digestible. And I mean, I'm really happy with it. I was actually just watching it before we recorded this, and I was watching one of the lessons down. And it's like, wow, this is good. If I do say so myself.
You're a producer. Of course it's good. You got an Emmy. Of course it's good.
Yeah.
Has to be good. All right. I have something kind of off the subject. Do you have a favorite AI large language model? Do you prefer Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity? Yeah. What am I leaving out? Gemini,
Claude is my favorite.
whatever. Yeah.
Claude is my favorite. I just feel like it's more personable. I like how it writes better. Each different one has its own sort of personality, if you will. And Claude it feels more like me. And I've been teaching it to be more like me. So there's that. But I have another project that's all ChatGPT. But what I'm trying to do is build my projects so that I can plug them into whichever one I want. I don't want to be slave to any one platform.
Yeah. I mean, all of them, they all have, because you're right. If you want to call it a personality, that's fine. They all have different strengths, I think.
Yep.
In terms of what they do well and what they don't do well. So when you wrote your second book, which one did you use?
I used GPT back then. I had not discovered Claude at that time.
Yeah. Well, ChatGPT was number one, obviously. It was the first one out there. Now Gemini's coming up and Claude's coming up, and who knows what else we're going to have later on.
Yeah, and it does, honestly, I don't think if you're just getting started, honestly don't think it matters. I think they're all very capable. And so it gets a little more nuanced depending on what you want to do or specialize in, but they're all very capable. I mean, it's a horse race, one gets better this week, the other's better next week. So just pick one. You don't need to go be like me and have, way too many subscriptions.
Well, the thing is that what was it, about a month ago, Claude upgraded their image library, not Claude, ChatGPT upgraded their image library, and now they're head of Nano Banana, and that Nano Banana is going to get better. And yeah, they're doing this race to the top, from what I can say.
Yep.
Which is only good for us.
Absolutely.
So, final thoughts.
Well, I would just encourage everybody to dip their toe in the water if you haven't yet. And, one of the things I feel really strongly about this. I mean, I'm sort of plugging my course here, but I think what I try to do in my little class is to teach you by the end teach you how to have AI teach you. So there's nothing you can't, when you are finished with the course, there's nothing you don't feel like you can't learn. It's just a matter of having a curiosity mindset and just trying things. It won't bite. It won't judge. It's just one big sandbox to play in.
That's great. Rudy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
And thanks to all of you for joining us. Choose one thing that you discovered and implement it in your business. These ideas, tactics, and strategies help you make more money, have more free time, and give back. If you like today's program, spread the word. Please review this podcast on any device you're listening to it on. Help a fellow contractor make more money too. For comments or questions, call me at 770-729-0258 or email ruthking@hbacchannel.tv. Thanks for listening. Have a great and profitable day.